But yeah, look, I think we'll start off with this story around Gyokeres. A very interesting story. Very, very interesting story. Shout out to Stretford and X on X, who sent me the link to this story when it came out. I've actually gone and done some work with it. But basically, Manchester United will now accelerate a move to sign Gyokeres after completing a deal to sign Cunha. United are the first European club to make a concrete move. Now, this is coming in from Loic Tanzi, at Tanzi Loic on social media. Now, I don't know loads about this guy apart from his connections to the Euro story last year. But a lot of people, transfer hipsters, are telling me he is actually very reliable. Now, I've gone and done my work on this. And effectively, what the story is and what it all comes down to is he's based in France, L'Equipe. So how would he know about Manchester United's interest in Gyokeres and how we are the only club making a concrete move to sign him? Concrete move to me means we've actually done something. Apparently Arsenal haven't done that. So I've done a little bit of research and the origins of this story, before I tell you about how credible he is, the origins of this story of France, it's PSG. It's the same as Euro. It's PSG. It's because PSG are out of the race for Gyokeres. So this journalist's brilliance or credibility or reliability comes from his connections with PSG. The same thing happened with Euro last year. This was the journalist who wrote about how PSG apparently knew that Euro had metatarsal issues and pulled out of the race. Hello everybody, today's clip is supported by Sleeper. Before we dive in, let me tell you a bit more about Sleeper. This app is making serious waves. It was the #1 downloaded sports app in the US during the NFL season, even beating heavyweights such as ESPN and Yahoo. Sleeper isn't just popular, it's because they truly deliver the best fantasy experience. You get deeper customization, more league options, and all the bells and whistles that make managing your fantasy team a blast. But that's not all. Sleeper is growing a fantastic community with several million people using it daily for their sports fix. Sleeper has a broad appeal and is genuinely built for everyone. So, if you're looking to up your fantasy game, make sure to check out Sleeper by clicking the link in the video description. Trust me, you won't regret it. Remember that article? Despite the fact that he didn't have any metatarsal injuries until the summer. So PSG are out of the race for Gyokeres. That's what's happened. Other clubs are apparently taking their time, but the player wants to quickly resolve his future. Arsenal have been linked, but Man United are the first club to move. So that's the story, really. That's where the credibility comes from, and that's why we're getting this from a French journalist. Now, I absolutely agree with you that why would a French journalist know about this? But he is, for those in the know, credible. And I've listed off a few stories about what he's got right over the years. And there probably are more, but I'll just read some for you over the years with him. 2018, Guendouzi will join Arsenal next week. And he was right. Rabiot to United, he was on that. Also, Konate to Liverpool, he was on that. Also, Henderson to Saudi, he was on that. So, look, and I think he was also very good around Thiago and the Liverpool exit as well. So, look, he's obviously good, and he's been good around Euro with us as well. So, he has missed on a couple. Like everybody misses on a couple, sure. But look, I'm not taking this to the bank. I'm not going to say that. But I have got a slight smile on my face. Because if there's any element of truth in this story, then I'm happy. There is some credibility around this journalist, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, he's got PSG connections. And I think that's where it's all come from. PSG are out the Gyokeres race. And he's obviously got that information and had a little bit more information. So why would he know that Man United have made a move? Why would he know that PSG are out that? Well, obviously, that's where you start to, form your own opinions. But it would make for an interesting story, wouldn't it? That we're the first club to actually make a move. And also, if we could follow this up like we have with Cunha. Because I want to say about Cunha, I was doing an interview today, actually, and I was asked about Cunha, and I said, look, you know what? If we don't win tomorrow night, we're in a world of pain. But I will always say Cunha is a great signing. Like, I liked De Ligt, I liked Ugarte, I liked Yoro, I liked Xerxes, I liked Mazraoui, I liked Dorgu, and I like Cunha. As much as I do not like Sir Jim Radcliffe and what he's doing with the Glazers, I like these signings, and I think Cunha's a fantastic signing. Why can't we go and get Gyokeres? Why can't we? So look, I'm hoping there's something in it. But of course, the big issue is, we know we had talks with Liam Delap yesterday, and that's something I just can't figure out. Why are we inviting Liam Delap to Manchester if we're making moves for Gyokeres? Well, the answer, I hope, is just because you talk to a player doesn't mean you need to sign them. Liam Delap's free to go and talk to Chelsea, and we're free to pull out the Liam Delap deal if we can get Gyokeres. And I hope that is what's going on. But look, it's something a bit positive. It's something a little bit exciting. It might not please Arsenal fans, but I don't know why Arsenal haven't made their move, if that's true. But hey, you know, it's an interesting piece of information, isn't it? Double D says, can I just suggest that all fans forget about the league and just enjoy tomorrow for what it is? Get behind the team. It's a European final. Football brings people together, so let's just do that, says Double D. I love that. I love that. And we will go through some of the quotes from Amarim and Bruno in a moment, and Harry Maguire as well. But Bruno sort of hit on that, Double D, and he was absolutely spot on. He said, look, we can't be thinking about the Premier League, because we asked a question about the Premier League, and he said, we can't be thinking about the Premier League. Obviously, we start every season wanting to do well in the Premier League, but we didn't. And we wanted to do well in the FA Cup, but we didn't. And we wanted to do well in the Carabao Cup, but we didn't. But in the Europa League, we have done well. And that's what we've got to focus on. And that's what we're focusing on. And it's true. I think there's always a negative in 2025, isn't there? There's always something to have a moan about. And I think Bruno's correct. Like, we have done well in the Europa League. Last year, we did well in the FA Cup. We didn't do well in the Carabao Cup or Europe, did we? The year before that, we won the Carabao Cup and we came third, but we didn't do well in FA Cup or Europe. So this year, it's about the Europa League. And obviously, there's lots and lots of issues to solve. But for the next 24 hours, it ain't to solve anything other than the Europa League final, is it? Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.